Hello, BNI Chicago and Cook County members. It's that time of year again. We are getting well into Q4 and it is time for BNI'NGO. Yes, you heard me right. BNI'NGO. Rachel here with BNI Chicago and Cook County. Delighted to be the representative from the BNI Chicago team to share with you our Q4 Q1 contest. But here's the whole team and how to get a hold of us, and let's get into it. So what is BNI'NGO? If you've been around for a bit, you have definitely heard of this. It's a mix of bingo, tic-tac-toe, and for my old school members, the BNI game. Each BNI Chicagoland chapter gets a custom game card with your own top 6 wish list. Gameplay has already started as of November 1st. So for our leadership teams that got that list in early, the game is on. For the rest of our leadership teams, the game started as you submitted your list of top 6. And for some teams, the BNI region provided you a list. So why participate? Well, the real prize, of course, is getting new members for your team and opening up new relationships and new referral partners. But we sweeten the pot this time of year with some cash prizes in the form of those branded BNI Visa debit cards. There are 4 rounds to BNI'NGO. First round is the first chapter to complete 3 in a row. The first BNI'NGO, and each of the sponsoring members gets one of those gift cards. The second round would begin at that point, and then the chapter that earns 2 sets of 3 in a row wins round 2. The chapter that gets to 3 sets of 3 in a row wins round 3, and the fourth and final round is a total blackout of your game card. And in just a moment, I'm going to take you through how to play BNI'NGO. So this is a sample game card. Each of your leadership teams received one of these. There are 3 special squares and 6 custom squares. Our first special square is the BNI free space, and that is reserved for any profession not in the top 6 that your chapter submitted and not a unicorn. So you really want to grab that spot because that puts you in a great position to participate in multiple BNI'NGOs. Our next special square is the most fun, but also the most complicated. It's our cross chapter. This is really where the spirit of giver's gain comes in. This is when you invite someone to a chapter that is not your home chapter and they become a member. So if you sponsor someone into another chapter, you get your chapter's cross chapter square. The really exciting part is when you make that sponsorship, if the other chapter had that person listed on their sport or they haven't filled their free space yet, you can get your name on another chapter square, even though you aren't in that chapter. So I encourage you, you have access to look at every chapter's game card. We have a Google link that we send that shows you all those game cards. Be strategic, look through those game cards and add and invite people into other chapters. And our third and final special square this year, we are bringing back that unicorn. Yes, any profession that is not listed on the BNIChicago.com website. So if you go there, you can search, look at the find a member function to see all the professions currently listed. And if there's a profession that's not there, that is a BNI unicorn. So let's talk about unicorns for a minute. In the last year, we have added a dog trainer, our first dog trainer in a while, our first cosmetic and medical tattooer ever we added this year, candle maker. We had 2 electricians. We started the year with none, and now we have 2. We also added in someone doing craft spirits, a keynote speaker placement person, as well as a corporate event planner. We had 3. We had none, and now we have 3. And one of our final unicorns we added in the last year was garage door repair, right? When you need it, you need it. And it's great to be able to shop BNI first. So what are just a short list of unicorns needed? This list could be hundreds, if not 1,000 professions long. So just to show you a few, we don't have an appliance repair person. In all 600 Cook County members, we don't have one. So if you go to BNIChicago.com and you can use that find a member feature, you can check this out. We don't have an orthodontist. We don't have a mason or tuck pointer. We don't have an acupuncturist. We used to have several, and we haven't had one in a number of years. Property tax appeal attorney, window cleaning, auto detailing, and a bankruptcy attorney. Anyone in these professions would do extremely well in a referral-based BNI group. So let's take a look at this scorecard again, this game card again. This is that blank card that your leadership team was invited to provide 6 professions for. And so when you are looking at that regional Google link, you will see all the pending applications currently in play. So right now, I've got some sample ones. We have George Clooney, who applied to Referral All-Stars, invited by Olivia Newton-John. Olivia is going to get her name on the game card once this application is reconciled. It's got to be approved by the membership committee, paid, and then reconciled in the system. You'll also see in the pending applications slide people who have been approved, paid, reconciled, but there's no sponsor listed, so we can't add them to the game card. So you'll see Perry Gilpin here. We're ready to add her to the Connecting Professional scorecard, but there's no sponsor listed, so we can't add her quite yet. So make sure your name is listed in the Who Invited You sponsor section. If you are using BNI Connect to invite people to your chapter, it will automatically tie your name into their application as long as they check off the box that you did in fact invite them. So make sure that you are the one who is inviting these visitors and you're putting them in BNI Connect. All right, so let's take you through a sample of how to play BNI'NGO. I have 2 fictitious chapters here going head to head to play. We've got Referral Stars, and you can see on the right the listing of all the different professions submitted by their chapter president, Rita, on the 7th of November. And the next step, we have legendary referrals. You can see there's some similarities, estate planning attorney, CPA, but they put them in different places. Also, legendary referrals didn't submit their report until 11/14, so that's when their gameplay starts. All right, first things first, we've got a couple people on the board. Sophia Loren brings her CPA, Babe Ruth to the team. Marilyn Monroe brings her business banker, Carmen Miranda, and the free space is filled by Brigitte Bardot, bringing in her friend Lupe Velez. So they now get that diagonal first BNI'NGO, and round 1 is over. Each one of them wins a prize. So next up, they are going for the next space. Betty White, Charo brings her painter, but you know what? Sophia had a painter that she wanted to bring too. And so she goes to work to find a chapter to put that painter in because she loves BNI and she wants to share it with her friend who's a painter, but her chapter is taken. So come on over to Legendary Referrals, and Sophia sees that they have a painting seat open. So she invites her friend Frank. And not only does Sophia get her name on Legendary Referrals card, even though she's in All-Star Referral Stars, right? So she is now on 2 boards. Right, you can see her there getting that cross chapter and the spot on the other board. So now with the cross chapter, Sophia has created the second BNI'NGO and ends the second round of the game. So now each sponsoring member gets that prize and round 3 begins. And with round 3, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take a look. There's that cross chapter again. And in round 3, Referral Stars is just jamming. Rita brings her estate planning attorney. BNI, right? We find a prospect for your chapter, Cassandra, a massage therapist, and we invite her, right? So we can get on your boards too, because we are always out there prospecting, looking for your chapters, helping you add referral partners. And there we go. That is the third BNI'NGO, and Referral Stars not only wins round 1, they win round 2, they win round 3. Just because one team wins round 1 doesn't mean they're guaranteed into round 2, but it is pretty likely, right? Once it starts rolling. So get going quickly. And then the final round is that complete blackout. And we see a dentist being added in here, as well as that unicorn seat. We've got Bill Withers, who is a airplane mechanic. And we don't have one of those in BNI Chicago right now. And so he's going to be in there and he will fill that blackout. So now each of the 9 sponsors gets a prize. And thus ends the game of BNI'NGO for this region, right? We had those 2 teams competing head to head, and Referral Stars absolutely just ran away with it. So again, this is what the game board looks like, and they methodically went through and filled out each space. So if you have further questions about BNI'NGO or any questions about BNI, we host weekly office hours on Zoom, Fridays from 9:30 to 11. Go ahead and scan this QR code. It is open to all. So if you have a quick question as a member about the BNI Connect app, or if you're on leadership team and you're really struggling with some reports, we are there Fridays from 9:30 to 11. Give us that quick scan. We can't wait to see you, and let's go BNI'NGO.